It's come to my attention that there is too much self-improvement BS on the internet. There is too many topics, there's too many videos, too many podcasts, too many opinions, which for you makes it increasingly difficult to even make a start in improving yourself, as well as sustain improving yourself. And as someone who has been on their self-improvement journey for the past 4 years of their life, I've read every book you can read, I've watched every video you can watch, I've been through the trials and the tribulations so that you don't have to, and so I can condense that all down and give you the 5 pillars of what I think it means to improve yourself as a man. And so I thought I would tell you all you needed to know in 5 minutes so that you can make a start in 5 minutes time. Let's do it. Part 1, improve by your own standards. Don't fall into the ever so common trap of comparing yourself to others, comparing your journey to others, comparing your progress to others, because it will result in a matter of one thing, and that thing is the loss of your joy. And this is the joy in the pursuit of your goal and the joy in the achievement of your goal, because no matter how big the mountain is that you scale, there will always be someone on social media who has scaled a bigger mountain, which just leaves you disappointed in yourself. So instead, compare current you to old you. If you feel stagnant in your journey, then look back to where you were 3, 6, 12 months ago and see if you've improved from there, because if you have, you've improved in the only standard that matters, your own standards. Part 2, one step at a time. This whole journey that you're on is not something that's meant to be completed in a couple months, not something that's meant to be completed in a couple years or even decades. You have committed yourself to a lifelong journey of self-improvement, and so treat it as such. What I mean by that is that there's no nobility in trying to move mountains on day one, because if you do try and do that, it will lead to a whole bunch of defects that you do not want in your life. So instead, focus on becoming better today than you were yesterday every single day, and that will lead you into the principle of Kaizen, which is basically continuous daily improvement. Because if all you're focusing on doing is becoming better today than you were yesterday, then that's 1% a day, and that's all you need. That's all you need to become 37 times better every single year, which for the majority of people, they don't achieve in a lifetime. Part 3, play to your own advantage. You have the most amount of opportunity at a young age. You have the least amount of liability, no bills to pay. You can take on as much risk as you want, because if you fail, it doesn't matter. Nobody is watching. And this is in comparison to those billionaires with anything that they could want in the world of success beyond your wildest dreams and connections to anyone that they want. But you have an unfair advantage over them, and that is your abundance of time. And especially when starting out, you want to milk the shit out of any kind of advantage you have. So use your time wisely. And not only that, but your brain and body is scientifically the most moldable that it could possibly be at this age. As there's something called neuroplasticity in your brain that basically means it's like a sponge. It can form, it can mold, it can shape in any way that you please it to, and it's exactly the same with your body. Because trust me, once you get to 30, 35, you will not be able to change your body as quickly as you're able to now. So again, take advantage of it. Part 4, focus on you. This seems obvious because you are improving yourself, but especially at this age, you need to be extremely cautious and exclusive with who you give your time and energy to. And of course, where you spend that time, because all it takes is one wrong friend to completely knock you off your horse and make you start at level 0 again. And when I started my journey, if I didn't get rid of the people in my life that were trying to put me down, then I would not be where I am now. And it takes grit and it takes resilience to do that, but it is a crucial part of your own growth. And the same goes with girls. Ignore girls and focus on yourself, because we all want a high value woman, right? But how are you expecting to get a high value woman when you are subpar yourself? You need to work on increasing your own value through your own journey. And if you've heard people say, yeah, she's out of my league, well, there are leagues for a reason. And if you want to get the girls in that top tier league, then you have to be top tier yourself. And although this process can't be rushed, it is extremely easy to get in that upper league. I mean, if you look at the statistics of how many Gen Zs work out, how many of them are working on their goals and this kind of stuff, your competition is child's play. Part 5, give yourself the deserved wins. The journey of self-improvement is a treacherous journey with undoubtedly more downs than ups, but you need to reward yourself for the wins that you've achieved. And this is something that I messed up in when I started out. You need to start celebrating the small wins. Number 1, because it gives you a bit of cognitive bias where it tells your brain that's good, you've been rewarded for that, and makes you want to do that more instinctively. But also, if you don't give yourself the deserved wins, then there's no period of achievement, right? We're all doing this so that we can have freedom, we can have those wins later on in life, but you need to accept them when you actually deserve them. And of course, if you don't celebrate the small wins, then you're going to start to fall out of love with the actual process of improving yourself, because it's going to feel mundane and you're going to start to resent it. And if you want to gamify it a bit, then treat it as the more you level up, the more doors you unlock, the more opportunities you have. That's the kind of way that I looked at it. And that, gents, is self-improvement in 5 minutes. And because you watched this entire video, I want to highly recommend you to subscribe to a free daily email newsletter called The Kaizen, which quite literally changed my life, as I'm sure it will do yours. One email in your inbox every single day that takes less than 2 minutes to read, which is basically more like the thing you've just watched. I mean, you lose nothing from it. You can unsubscribe if you want to, you lose nothing from it. You'd be foolish not to try it out. And I'll see you in the next one.